You couldn't hit the bar with, you couldn't hit the side of a bar with the blunderbuss. It's how accurate it was. It couldn't shoot. It was a shite weapon. Yes, we go with that. By the way, welcome back everybody. Apologies for a bit of absence. I'm being a depressive piece of shit because I don't feel like streaming. Mostly because I'm playing Elder Scrolls Online, because Elder Scrolls Online is not a very conducive game to stream, because what can you do? You could stream questing! Which would be okay if I wasn't so unfathomably easy to kill in combat. Or rather, I should say, it wasn't so easy. I mean, the thing is with questing is that it has to present a challenge. And frankly, there's just no challenge in 99% of the content in this game. Which is very difficult. The only content that would be quote-unquote difficult is high-end dungeons, which you need group coordination for. There's no difficult single-player content unless you cripple yourself, which... huge issue. It's that or Maelstrom Arena, which I've done so many times, but bash him over the fucking head with the rock. That shit is boring. Absolutely boring. But either way, welcome back everybody. I also wanted to briefly talk about two subjects that I thought were kind of interesting. Not terribly relevant to... how would I say... I don't want to say the world, but where the fuck is my screen capture? So I think this is the one I want, right? I want screen capture to show. There we go. Wrong screen capture. Screen capture 1. Alright, this is the one. So you look at that screen for a whole second. I want to show you two things that I thought were interesting. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this for a hot second. So, Twitch being a competitor to YouTube. Ooh, what a lovely argument. And this has actually been quite persistent now that Twitch has involved like their new premiere feature and their like recall or replayback feature that's similar to reruns on like cable TV. Kind of interesting concept, kind of makes it more theatrical with the release of videos. So your stream compilations where you take clips from other people's videos and then mash it into a 20-second clip with Windows Movie Maker animation transitions. Yeah, you can now upload those to Twitch. Fuck yeah. Which I find to be interesting because they keep saying it is the alternative to YouTube, but in what regard? In no way are you going to convince large-scale content creators to change the site entirely. And on top of that, there doesn't seem to be a large-scale effort in actually changing the mentality of Twitch from a streaming platform into a video platform. This has been said before with Twitch trying to take over YouTube's position with like the first adpocalypse saying, oh, YouTube is going to die, and now Twitch has a video feature, so now Twitch is going to be the creme de la fucking crop. And yet, if you look at just simply Twitch's numbers when it comes to videos, so say if we popped open here, let's say Counter-Strike Go, a very popular game. The highest viewed video on here only has 453,000 views, which seems like a lot to somebody like me, who I think maybe in total, let me take a look here. How many video views do I have in total now? Like what, 40,000 I think, something like there? So I mean, yeah, that seems like, yeah, 45,000. Yeah, that seems like a lot to somebody like me. But you have to remember, in relation to YouTube, who consistently strikes millions upon billions of views a day. I mean, this thing right here, this guy throwing a disc into a DVD slot gets 10 million views, which is basically the entirety of the CSGO's catalog here. How the fuck do they think even close to this? They just simply don't have the numbers, first off, so there's clearly not. Streaming RimWorld, who is the one lambasting that? This is Elder Scrolls Online, asshole. Sorry, but like I said, there's just simply no absolute, I wouldn't say viewership, but there's definitely not the numbers there to support that Twitch will become the new YouTube policy. But there's also a more glaring issue, besides the fact there's not a lot of enthusiasm for Twitch's video section. There's also the issue regarding, how would I say, I don't want to say content stealing because that's another issue entirely, but there's the issue regarding how they present their videos, because if you go to browse, there actually isn't even an option to view videos in general. You actually have to specifically click on this and then go to videos, and then you can start doing that. But considering that you have to do 3 clicks to go to an obscure tab to find videos and it's not easily integrated, or there's a tab for that shit, it kind of makes it difficult. With YouTube, it's a video platform that integrates streaming into it, so they promote streaming first and then have a huge catalog and options for videos. There just really isn't a way for somebody to actually view uploaded content, to view stream archives, to see all of these in a nice, fashionable sense. If somebody, say, wanted to watch my last stream, they would have to personally log into their account, go to their following page, or search my name, click on my channel, then go to my channel and search for the specific stream they want. And for the last stream I had, instead of it just being uploaded, directly to a featured tab, they had to go through all of that steps just to view my stream. So in this sense, it is, how would I say, much more work put into viewing videos on Twitch than it is on YouTube. And that is probably one of the biggest things that can impede, is that if there's lack of integration, if there's lack of ease, at least like super stupidly easy ease into this, the general consumer will just either forget to view this, because most people are not like me who have an in-depth knowledge on the inner workings of Twitch. I didn't even know how to get to these video section until about 5 minutes ago, because it's so fucking convoluted. But imagine somebody who's just coming into this platform for the first time and is trying to search up CSGO footage, and yet all they can do is find CSGO streams and then a bazillion different Spanish streamers they can't fucking understand. Yeah, there's going to be a tad bit of a issue there. Of course, this is Twitch and it's still in its infancy. They have the potential to improve. They could do plenty of shit to make this better. They could easily, for one thing, just allow us to have a section dedicated to, say, viewing uploads, like a subscription, not subscription because I already have subscriptions, maybe like a, not a following feature, but maybe a upload feature. So you could click up here, so you have following, browse, get desktop, or try Prime. 2 of these are fucking advertisements. But seriously, if they just put an upload tab here that just gives you the uploads from the channel you follow, along with maybe a list of their, how would I say, posted content. Because you have the home page, but it doesn't show you uploads. It just shows you, well, one, recommendations, but then updates to certain streamers. So you still do not have an area where you can view dedicated content for uploads. You have to go to browse, specifically go to a game, and then you can't even do that for this thing because it's variety streaming. But go to League of Legends, and then you can go specifically to videos, and then specifically click up uploads. And even then, you still get a shitload of streams as opposed to actually edited content. Is that seriously a tit thumbnail? Twitch, I am disappointed in you. But that actually leads me fucking spectacularly into my second topic. Tit streamers. That's like the only controversy Twitch is embroiled in, because I feel like that's the only thing people want to fight over. But tit streamers. Now, if you don't know who Casey Tron is, she made her name back in the day for basically being, I would say, one of those intentional trolls that act super stupid type of deal. And she also had the extremely obvious sexual element to her stream, because for the vast majority of the time I've known her, she used the Brazzers logo and had size, what would they be, FKs? Hanging out with a low-cut top? I mean, clearly obvious, but let's read her statement here really quickly. If you are a female considering getting into streaming on Twitch and don't have any reservations about wearing revealing clothing, if you want to, you're going to get called a tit streamer and a cam whore by this community no matter what you wear, because a lot of them are inherently sexist. Besides one being an fucking obvious bait. But the thing is that I really don't see this being a prevalent issue per se anymore, because the thing about tit streamers, for the most part, the immoral aspects of it, the problematic side of it, has been dealt with. Twitch does have a... does actually have rules against this, against obvious nudity or promiscuity rules like this. I'm not sure how strict they're enforced nowadays, but as I say, for the most part, these are not really terribly prominent issues. Yes, maybe a prominent issue if you are a big figure, per se, but like, say if I go to somebody like, who was the person I recently followed? I think it'd be Austin Marie. She is obviously attractive, but she has, large breasts as well and wears low-cut tops, and yet is still not called a cam whore on a daily basis, and yet one could easily make that assumption if you have a low-functioning brain. So that's just kind of an interesting thing. Oh, wait, whoops. Let's cut off YouTube chat for a hot second. So that's one thing to consider. But I mean, even then, what do most people even mean about cam girls, or rather cam whores nowadays on YouTube or Twitch? It's really hard to define because that really varies amongst person to person. Because while I talk about cam whores, really you might have a different opinion than what I consider them. So, and in my honest opinion, I am HO. It'd mostly be a person who main feature of their channel and possibly their only staple is the sexual element to their channel. That being said, can sexual or their beauty or their large tits, to be quite frank, be a aspect of their channel? And most certainly it fucking can be. Like I said, bringing back that example, Austin Marie, super fucking hot. Does that make her a cam whore though? No, because, as I would argue, she does have a personality. She is a bubbly, very energetic, talkative figure that engages immensely with her viewer base to the point where I'm pretty sure she drinks with 90% of them. So at that point, you have to consider, well, is it really a staple, or rather, is it the most prominent thing that her channel is about her sexuality? And no. But then, what about people like Jesse Negri, who, for all intents and purposes, nearly every single one of the photos I've ever seen of her is somewhat sexual, so it is the most prominent aspect of her channel. And she does have a personality too, because if she was just a tit streamer, then, or a tit content creator, she would be ousted too. So in this content, in my definition, it's very loosey-goosey, and it's very subject to my interpretation. So, if I don't know somebody very well, or doesn't have a very bubbly or very outward personality, and yet is sexually attractive, they could easily be misconstrued for a cam whore in this sense. But like I said, is that really even a big problem anymore? Because there is moderation on this website that deals with it. So I think most people don't really have the vitriol in mind when they're viewing female streams like this. So I mean, being called a cam whore, is that really much of a issue? I would say no. I would say no. Unless you're like one of those channels that is using sex as the main selling point. But even then, I still rarely see that. In fact, I think even Twitch nowadays is kind of supporting that thing. But this also could just be Casey Tron trolling the shit out of people, because that's really the only way she's relevant, I suppose. But then I saw one of my friends who is a female streamer retweet this. So I assume it was meant to be a serious commentary or critique on Twitch. So it's really kind of hard to say. Comedy is, in a sense, a, how would I say, critiqueful, quote-unquote, thing. It's still somewhat poising commentary towards its subject matter. So I guess it's still in the realm of being critiquing. I mean, I really don't have to say much more about that. It's not really an issue. There's rules against it already. Not a lot of people go into channels expecting or do witch hunches anymore, but even if that's the case, I don't know, I really don't even fucking see it. I don't even see YouTube videos anymore. Fuck you. Lost connection due to inactivity. My ass. Okay, let's play some Elder Scrolls Online. I don't know, it's just kind of seeing those two things spread online. And me being the contrarian I am, I'm gonna run counter them just so I can be fucking edgy. Guess it's 2 a.m. There we go. So that should be looking a little bit better now. And then hopefully screen shouldn't actually be interfering with that. Nope, it's not anymore. Good. I don't know. Could there be a harassment issue still prevalent on Twitch? Yeah, most for fucking certainly. But I swear there's a lot of rules in place that actually prevent such things like this from happening. It's an issue, and it's dealt with for the most part. You didn't know. Ooh! Fucking beautiful today. Gorgeous. This is Bleak Rock Isles. By far the most aesthetic place I'd love to go. And this right here is on some tower. It's in the Bleak Rock Village on the Bleak Rock Isles up here in the northern area. Absolutely stunning aesthetics, in my opinion. Quite nice, quite nice. As you can see, gorgeous landscapes. But even then, you can look out onto the city here below us. Of course, for some reason, these people shouldn't be here yet because they're part of a quest line. But for some reason, I can see them. But there's Bleak Rock Docks with the Bleak Rock Catacombs right there. Gorgeous. And you can just sit here and look upon glorious countryside. Taking in all the fresh views. And actually, kind of like this new aesthetic I went with the Khajiit. I don't know. How do you guys feel about this? I made her more of a scene style. She does still possess those... They're meant to be like corrupted wave root type of vines that are meant to be a little bit more edgy. I don't know, I kind of like it though. The horns were from I think a cosmetic crate from a long time ago. So it's been a hot second. Then I've changed her garb from a yellow base color to a charcoal or black color, I guess. It really depends on the fabric. And I'm using a variety of different styles. I mean, I'm wearing Draugr arm, belt, and boots. But then I'm wearing a Stalrim chest piece. And what else? And I'm wearing... What am I trying to call it? It's not Star Collar. It's not Star Collar. But it's like the item sets from Craglorn. It's that set. It's the light pants. So I can get that nice draping effect. And then I have the heavy shoulders from the Wolfsbane gear set. I can't remember what that's called off the top of my head. It's from the Christmas event. It looks absolutely dapper dan to me. The only one I dislike is that the Draugr armor, even though it's freshly made, for some reason has the appearance of age-old dirt. So I'm not sure why we can't get Draugr plus the Ancient Orc. Or not Ancient Orc, but Ancient Nord style. I'd much prefer it. It look absolutely gorgeous. But no, it has to be Ancient Nord, so... If you actually read the motif books, it tells you, bury these gloves in shit for 2 weeks. And that's how you make the style. I'm like, why can't we just make Ancient Nord then nice and clean? I mean, they have a set of armor, literally, rather, I should say, a cosmetic dedicated to the Ancient Nedic armor. And yet, this one, I can only get the dingy Draugr armor, like Skyrim has it. Hell, I wouldn't even be surprised if it literally just was an asset switch from Skyrim into Elder Scrolls Online. Probably would explain why the helmet for Khajiit looks so fucking off. Let me show you the helmet. Where is it at? Auto loot hide helm. Oh wait, no, that's right. I put on the Stalrim medium helmet. So look at that. Her cat ears actually poke out of it a little bit. But they're not sewed shut all the way, so like the little tufts pop out. It makes it look like the hat is part of her head. This is actually a properly made headpiece for a Khajiit. Fucking kudos on ZeniMax it's from ZeniMax to do that. But they only did it on a item set that cost money to do, so I'm kind of disappointed in that. But I don't want to lose my hair and my facial accessories, so we're going to take this off for now. I wish there was an option to like do the hood, but just like to part it onto your back. Also, why is my weapon not sheathed? I understand it's barbed for some asinine reason, but there should still be a sheath for this. The reason why you'd wear a sheath is so that when you're out in the wild, you don't actually rust your weapon. It's not like sheaves were there for aesthetics. They had practical purposes. They were meant for long-distance transporting. One, so that you didn't accidentally dinge it on an edge and accidentally dull it out, but also you didn't expose it to things like moisture, the air, and just past vibration, which causes rust on the blade, which would not only ruin polish, but would actually eventually dissolve the iron inside the blade, making it too brittle to even wield. Of course, I'm also using Stalarum, which is magical Nordic ice shield. Shit, I have no idea. It's meant to be a nice, like, metal made of ice. I actually wonder if there is a metal like this that actually has similar color properties. I imagine there is, it's just probably not either in high quality or durable enough to really be used in such a fashion. Like, I know cobalt has a nice color to it. Yeah, you don't really want to use that in high quantities because it makes a very poor edge, and it's also kind of fucking expensive. But if you make decorative blades like that, you could probably just start using high quality paint, because paint, my god, they could do some shit with it. Hey, what's up, Croy? Welcome. Sorry if you missed my spiel about, shush. Shush. But, you missed my little spiel about Twitch being the new quote-unquote YouTube, which... not right fucking now, it's not. And on top of that, what else was there? Trying to think. Oh yeah, Casey Tron saying that girls, wear whatever you want when you stream. Don't worry about it, because you'll just be called cam whores regardless of what you say. And my debunking is basically, yeah, right. There's a logic, of course, behind it, but I'm not going to go over that entire thing again. Vivek, my man! I love how you look exhausted, yet for some reason you're still holding out your hand. You have broken me. Well, I'm sorry. Fan fiction is a rabbit hole. There's way too much in it. You look up one porn, then two more porn up here. It is... burn everything. Wet night, I can unfortunately not burn everything, because due to the local regulations, half this fabric is inflammable. I think I've learned stuff I never knew about myself. Well, did you really learn about it, or did you discover it? Think about that. Vivek, my man. Want me to give you a low five? What's going on here?
As a god weakens, so too does his city suffer. I know my people grow fearful. Even the Archcanon is distressed. But the energy that remains to me holds how this upstart Ashlander learned to attune Sotha Seal's tool confounds my understanding. And he dares use my power?
Well, I'm sorry, you shouldn't be using Lokron's heart to be powering yourself, you little shit.
Strike and parry takes us one step closer to ending this threat.
The thing is that from what we understand, these gods are not really even gods. They're just people who harness the power of Lokron's heart inside the Red Mountain, which allows them to give their powers. So theoretically, if the guy managed to actually find Lokron's heart and started attuning the staff to actually absorb power from that, then theoretically he could sap power from Vivek, from Amalexia, and from Sotha Sil. Although I'm not entirely sure if Sotha Sil is actually a god in that sense. Hello!
Vivek must conserve his remaining energy, so we need to solve this problem on our own. It all comes back to Chodala. That damned Ashlander's draining.
We need to stop it and get rid of that darn staff. My god, why do you use such PG language about this whole thing?
How should I know? That's not a skill the Tribunal teaches. Return to Barrowzar's tower and get Sotha Sil's former apprentice to come up with some kind of countermeasure.
Just one concern, Outlander.
I have more worries than a Kwama queen has eggs. I'm talking about Chodala's sister. Saren claims to want to help. We need to stop Chodala. And to do that...
Fuck you, I am a god. That's what you think.
Find Barrowzar and make sure that crazy mage provides you. Is the bull sure it can bed the Betty? No. But by all accounts...
Are you saying that the bull should fuck the Betty?
Away from Chodala. That won't be possible, however, as long as the Ashlander remains impervious to every attack.
Why don't you trust the
Female
room?
Ashlander? Well, if that wasn't enough of a reason, remember that she's also Chodo's
Blood
sister.
sinks to blood, as the war
Blood
poet
sinks to
elegantly
blood,
puts it.
as the warrior poet so elegantly put it.
Threatened Vardenfell.
This land, and
The landless in return has always had a special bond with Vardenfell.
He's always
It's sort
had
of
a
believe the
special
Red
bond
Mountain
with
reflects his suffering.
Is it so hard to believe that Red Mountain, Lord Vivek's intervention, stopped the moonlit from crashing into the city? He holds it above us by strength of will. Yes.
Ooh, it gets stiff. Look at this. Hey, I gotta go. I just got in to say hi. And to pass you, maybe realize I like fanfic. Sorry, I won't be able to join the stream. It's kind of late for me. See ya. Hey, no problem. It's nice for you to come by anyway. Fucking God, stop declining the event. Ooh, yes, mystery bags. I completely forgot about those. I actually haven't done those in a hot second. Guess I can get rid of all those miscellaneous tabs that I'm not using. Here we go. What actually I find kind of interesting is that with the tips for free, I wonder if I could do that. So like theoretically, if I played like these stupid fucking mobile games, could I give myself like 20 bucks worth of cash? Okay, interesting to think about. Okay. A tiny fairy weapon master. You get 20 EXP. Okay, nice. And 100 panda points. Okay. Okay, so exclamation point unlock allows me to get a class. What class can I get then? You don't have any of the required items to use this thing. Well, fuck you. I want to be a god. Oh yeah, and I gotta show you guys this one little outfit I saw on the Crown store. It looks pretty damn dapper on me, if I gotta say so. But the reason why I like the outfit more than anything, it has the proper fucking texture. Oh my goodness. Texture is a really hard thing for this game to get for some unbelievably godforsaken reason. Half the time the textures they put into this game on clothing make the gear appear shiny. Especially with things like the barbaric armor. Oh my fucking god. The treated leather look to it, it's so fucking bad. It looks like Laffy Taffy stretched across an entire piece of armor. Especially when you had the void leather as the binding piece of gear. It looked so horrendously bad. It was hilarious. God, I have so many buffs for this character. This is asinine. But with the old void leather, it basically did look like the Laffy Taffy because it was pink. It was fucking pink. It was pink or like dark purple, right around there. It looked absurd. Hideous. Fuck leather, I want cloth. Well, I do have this nice cloth tunic thing. Do none of these people know about the extra grind path here? Well, I should say grind path. But it literally just, if you go up to this corner and then turn around, it causes NPCs that lose line of sight at you, and they come up these stairs and they can just burst them down. I guess my eek is the tank. Nah. I was just grouping at top of stairs for a stack and burn. Standard fare. I mean, do you really need a tank for this shit? I mean, yeah, I can tank for you if you want. I have a shield and staff and I can get puncture out. If he wants to be this petty. Oh wait, he's a Magicka tank. Ew, okay, I see you. I guess that makes sense. A Warden could easily be a Magicka tank. They have a lot of good defensive spells in their ice line. Specifically dedicated to reflection, stat buffing, all that shit. Hell, I used 2 of them.
I will harvest your soul for the Deadlands.
On top of that, you get a shitload of passive healing. How did you not manage to actually get that? I'm curious as to what he's doing to actually get rid of the stat debuff on these characters. If only the pet had a slightly altered path, it would be absolutely fucking fantastic. There we go, there's the damage debuff for everybody. Fuck that guy, go kill him. You know, don't tempt me. Don't you fucking tempt me. Because next thing you know, I'll be like, oh, whoops, I accidentally pulled the next 3 bosses. Whoopsie doodles. It's really fucking hard to F up these dungeons. You really have to either have a bad healer or an immaculately shitty build. That or you're all vampires. Vampires have a natural fire debuff on them, so going into an area where they specifically have a shitload of fire bosses, yeah, gonna be a little bit get screwed time. Ooh, shit, a little bit high. Yeah, I love how that's like I glide between those 2 points and then hit the ground finally very slowly, and then I just lose half my health as if I was just punched in the leg by a baseball bat mixed with Mike Tyson. There we go. I'm not a big fan of this build, mostly because of Cleave. Cleave is an absolutely asinine thing to actually have on here. Oh, he's trying to do a skipping tactic. I'll say we can just do stack and burn then, if you want. Oh good, he's got a stack and burn tactic. How does he only know about this stack and burn? I did the other stack and burn, the guy was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And that stack and burn, that one's been around for fucking ages. It's literally drag it to the top of the stairs and then burn. That's pretty much all low-end content. Hell, I know for Dire Frost Keep, it's literally just run to second point. Don't even kill the boss. Sir, are you ignoring the tank? The thing is, in Elder Scroll, the tank basically is pointless to have. They just sit there and absorb damage. They're only really useful in doing a supportive role as a either debuffer or a passive group buffer. Which makes sense, because a lot of things you actually can't do, like, group buffs, since they started to consolidate a lot of the passives within the game. And what I mean by that is that pretty much half the stats in this game no longer overlap. So like there's very few build paths that you can go on that actually are somewhat helpful to a larger group. So to a group of 12 people, you actually have to have a high degree of coordination to actually maximize DPS output. Okay, someone has to wear this particular armor set, someone has to wear this particular armor set, someone has to wear this particular armor set. That, and there's not really a lot of high-end builds that actually all equally pump out damage. There are actually very few builds here. God, my DPS is absolute shit in this thing. Less than 10k. That's even worse than my usual fanfare. What's going on here? Interesting. I guess not having the bearing actually does reduce my DPS by a lot. The thing is, though, I fucking need this until it's level 50, and then I can get the last piercing cold, and I'm done. I'm done. I wish I could use more of the Magicka stuff, but I need a shitload of Magicka regen. Is the chest here? No, it's not. Skedaddle, skedoodle, let's get the fuck out of here, dudes. To the front of the bus. Rosa Parks, wish you could be us. Maybe loot a barrel here and there. It doesn't have to be too much here to actually harvest. Interesting though. We harvested flour from a... Interesting. These are all Bosmers, and the thing with Bosmers is that they're all basically meat eaters. Because the thing is they made a pact with Y'ffre to not eat plants. Or like to not damage forests. And yet flour is based off wheat and agriculture subsequently. Which is not very friendly to the environment. So I'm not entirely sure how they're doing that. But also, I just harvested Uruli grapes. Oh wait, no, they could just be getting it from farmers, from other people who are not in the Y'ffre pack. I guess that could be an option. Ooh, okay. 820 stamina. Let's get rid of that other shitty ring. Really now, cuckers. I'm a man-eater. That kind of reminds me of that really shitty Google advertisement that had to go. Was it like she's a man-eater advertisement, basically? Referencing an 80s song that half their client base probably doesn't even remember. Unless they watch some shitty 80s remix. Half of them probably weren't even alive when that song came out. I definitely wasn't fucking alive.
For Lord Dagon.
For Lord Dagobah of the Old Republic. Are we both using this stat increase? Hell yeah. So with that alt, I'm doing about 14,000 damage. I could actually probably do an axe. I actually wonder if the axe would be more beneficial to my damage since it is an overtime effect. I also would love to start using things like Ember Shield. Oh my fucking god. It's so fucking beautiful. Ember Shield and Sunder Flame. I don't know why I like using those two sets. Ember Shield just because of the aesthetics. Doesn't really make sense though because it's not a DPS set. It's meant to be a, how they say, tank set. It's heavy armor first off, and so it has nothing but health stats, which is absolutely shite considering that DPS is based on your stat pool. For one, it's also based off your critical, which helps it out. Spell damage is another factor, but stat pool is a very big part of it. So, doing anything that reduces your stat pool immensely. I didn't cast shit this time. Can't do anything to me, fuckers. That's why Ember Shield's quite ineffective, but I still love using it. Really great for survivability, so in situations where you're learning how to do a trial, it's really easy. Yeah, you'll lose a little bit of DPS, but your survivability will be fucking sky high. Let's get the Heroism bonus, let's get that back up, let's activate this. Extra damage debuff for everybody. Get more Scuttle up here. We need to get the bugs. I could also do some more guides. A lot of stuff has actually been implemented since the last change. For one, Buoyant Armature and a shitload more motifs have been added. I probably could do one about the Ashlander motif. Not a terribly invigorating set to look at, but I guess some people liking it. It's a very tribal aesthetic. And I certainly like the look of it for a hot second. Although it still has the same problem with the barbaric motif in that the leather looks like goddamn tapioca. I mean, whoever works on the textures on this game, it's always hit and miss with it. Things like the Britain costume used to have some absolutely fucking horrendous textures. And yet sometimes they can do it really well. Steel textures, they can do pretty well for the most part. But when it comes to leather and cloth, oh my god, it's such a hit and fucking miss. Yes, there is clearly some very polished and weird looking fabric, but silk does not look shiny. It does not. Ooh, the tank was definitely a salty man. Thank you, y'all. He was itching to get out. I wonder if he's gonna shit talk me. You can't stop me. Oh, so I know somebody would kill for something like this. And it's precise, too. Fucking oil on the burn. This shit is sought after. That and the flame version of that is super sought after. Because the flame one just purely strikes up DPS and also has a passive enhancement with the Dunmer, I think. Dunmer could do more flame damage. And so it kind of works. Vivek, I see you just magically sit down there. I think you're being a piece of shit, not telling me the truth. Gotta stop doing that. Okay. So now we go to Ember Eye. What is that one for? Sunderflame? I actually wouldn't mind getting Sunderflame, because Sunderflame really works well for things like the bear. It's sad because the bear is like legitimately the only good pet within this game, and it has to take up 2 of your slots. It could be good. It's just that I take up 2 of your slots, and then on top of that, you have to constantly recast the alt at 50 ultimate, which is super easy to get. Alright. I actually want to take a look at here at the brand. I do like these costumes right here, but the one I want to take a look at right here. So let's get a, you're the best pet. You could say that. But here we go. Here's a nice background of my lovely Maik de Brie. Not brie as in cheese, but brie as in beautiful in Dova language, because I know how to Google search the Dova language. Now, got some earrings, tufts, horns, facial tattoos, green eyes with a paintbrush hairstyle going on here. Very edgy, charcoal gray outfit. Okay. And I kind of wanted to get something as a very interesting style. So, the Jarl's Deluxe Moot Regalia. Clearly a more male-oriented piece of armor, but let's read the description here. Someday, East and West Skyrim will be reunited, and the Jarls will gather in a moot to select a new High King, says Yorick of Windhelm, but that day may be a long time coming, so you might as well wear this noble outfit now. Very true. Ooh. Look at that cloth texture. I can feel the fibers through here. I'm not a big fan of the cuffs. The cuffs seem to be too ridiculous. I mean, the dress, for the most part, has a very open air feel to it, and then for some reason the forearms are constrained like that. I mean, that dress would be stuffy as hell. At least in the upper portion. The lower portion would be very open for some reason. But that texture, though, look at that shit. I can feel the fibrous fabric through my fingers. It feels like a nice cotton and wool blend there. None of that cheap polyester shit. And they got a nice leather texture on the wristbands and belt. Yeah, the cuff does look out of place. That's what I thought at first. Seems a little bit too formal, but they could also say maybe the cuff was meant to be a way for a person to write on official parchment documents without getting ink on their hands. Now the thing is, if you had baggy equipment around the sleeves and you started writing, then I guess you could manage to get a little bit on your sleeves. So maybe they're thinking ahead like that, but even then, I feel like the cuff should have been taken down one more link and that would have been perfecto. But other than that, I love the fucking style. The collar is slightly high-waisted, but very professional looking. And of course, my character's triple D cups are popping right out of that excelente. Her back-end features are not as accentuated as much, but the Duchess personality more than compensates for such a thing. So I'm quite fond of it. I'm gonna buy it. That, and I have 4,000 crowns. So fuck you, I'm gonna buy it either way. It looked real nice. Look at that shit. And now we have some proper roaming around attire.
I don't like the looks of that sky.
And I guess it also makes sense because leather was not used as an armor leather was never used as an armor, because guess what? Leather is super fucking expensive and is not nearly as good as padded cloth. Fun fact, never used in actual medieval times. You'd only use leather as supporting equipment for armor, as like leather straps or pieces to hold things together. You would never use it as the actual armor. You wouldn't make a gambeson out of leather, because one, holy shit, that would be stuffy, but two, super fucking expensive. You only use leather in, like, formal attire. But here we go. Let's go ahead and dye this motherfucker. Because I want to see if we can change that blue color to more of a grayish color. Or maybe a brown color. Or maybe a traditional linen white. That would be perfecto. Wait, I can just go through here. No, I can't, because that makes sense. Okay, I guess I gotta go through here, because that hallway, for some reason, is not a Y shape. Where the fuck is the other door to this lead? Downstairs? I don't get this. That's one big thing I don't get about this game, is that they could have such a heightened level of immersion if what they do is instead of having these cells, they actually put the, how would I say, buildings together into an actual fucking mesh. So instead of you transporting to different cells every time you went through a door, you would actually go through an animation that would just put you onto this other side, but still act as a loading screen. So you could still have that loading screen effect while maintaining immersion. I see they do that successfully in The Witcher 2. But this game, I know it's probably because of lag issues, but still, fucking ugly. Yeah, my 2 cents. Yeah, fuck no coins. Disgusting. Costume dyes here. What do we got? I do love that nice red color and the nice variations among it to discern wrinkling, maybe a little bit of dirt, maybe a little bit of use. Definitely falls naturally on the figure. Let's take a look here. Is the middle the one we need to worry about? Yes, it is. Those purple accents, could we change that to a more blue accent, maybe? Oh, yes, we can. I do like the blue accents. It's a little bit too blue, though. Let's tone that down. Ooh, it looks white more than anything. But it definitely fits in well. Got a nice linen brown in there, though. Oh, that looks more posh. Ooh, that looks spot on for the time. Because currently there's a lot more detail in this armor than these 3-tiered system would allow, but I doubt they would want to make this very robust. Maybe a more pungent blue would work. Ooh, that just looks purple. Disgusting. I don't need like a deep navy blue, but like a nice, maybe Miami Ocean type of deal. That actually looks turquoise more than anything. Ivea has a weird turquoise color to it. Whoops. Let me get that linen back. And there you go. The red color can stay. I like that. The gold chains, you can't really change gold accents. It's gold. And the red itself is absolutely... Champion of Vivek. Oh. So I'll actually get that color pretty soon, too. A nice light blue color there, although it's more of a chalky blue. What about Mundus? What do you got for us? More of a dark chalk, okay. Guess I really don't have that many options for a vivid blue color. One that has a nice texture to it, too, because for some reason the colors can have either a smooth or coarse texture to it. And even then that changes with the... That just looks straight up black. So it's a lot of mix and matching. Honestly, to be honest, this might be the only color that we can use, and it's Abyssal Beryl, which always looks like this, to be honest. And always looks so out of place. Because this gear being so bright would not make sense for a time period. I do like the dark color, but there needs to be a little bit of light in there to brighten it up, otherwise it's going to look oppressive. I don't want that to be really my outward appearance. There's just really not enough blue colors for this shit, to be honest. Alright, let's just power through all of them. Let's see which one here actually looks good. Nope, none of them so far. Indigo blue. Okay, we'll keep that in mind. I think it may be this one or this one. Coveted Conqueror blue. Coveted Fisher, yeah. Purple would not work at all, so let's skip those colors then. Waypoint, nope, and we already seen what Abyssal Barrel looks like. Interesting, that doesn't even change color. Mage's Guild. This is late game here, people. This is what you find in late game. I don't want to do black blue. Interesting. I wonder if the fabric itself is unable to actually take up any of the colors and properly exfoliate. Ah! Okay, that looks smashing. So arcane blue. Looking good. You say you want to use brown? Okay, let's try that. Let's try a Motif Master Brown. Okay, Motif Master Brown has the unfortunate side effect of looking slightly reddish. Let's try Covenant Deep Brown. A little bit better, but it's a little bit shiny. Can we zoom in on that complexion at all? No, we cannot. Also, lighting here is shit. Look a little bit okay. The issue with the brown is that it blends in with the linen already. So if we wanted to use a brown, we'd also have to brighten up the linen colors. My guess is we have to use a white color at that point. Alright, let's try a Soul Shriven Pale. Very similar texture. Where's Birch White at? Yeah, I think the blue color looks more on par. But yeah, I'm agreeing. Let's brighten up that center a little bit. I like that. Quite nice. The blue color does blend in quite well with the overall aesthetic. Although I wonder what a white shoulder pad would look like. Would it blend in well with the sword? It definitely makes her more like business casual as opposed to a lord of some sort. Do we have a more blue? Whoops, wait, whoops, wrong one. We don't really have that many blue whites. Nothing that could really knock that out of the park. Moonstone, what about that? No, definitely a very bright white. Almost birch white color. Slightly darkened there. Slightly darkened. Yeah, no. It clashes with the centerpiece too much. Now we're keeping it like this. There we go. I'm liking that. I'm liking that a lot. Let's take a look out in the light here really quick. Let's go outside and take a look. Because while the lighting station is meant to, or sorry, the dyeing station is meant to show us what we're going to look like, the lighting outside is much brighter here. Hello, slave. I know you're not meant to be a slave, but you look like slave, so you're a slave. Is it bright outside? No, it is fucking dark as shit. Except for this one area that has a light spot to it, so... Voila. Fuck off. I am studying my own apparel here. Do you understand me, woman? God. I think it's quite dazzling. I do appreciate it. Like a very powerful suit of armor. I'm not sure how well the horns fit in, but it could be in conjunction with a more I wouldn't say expressive style, but a more out there style, a more eccentric. We'll go with that. We'll go with an eccentric style. Even though it's a bullshit cop-out excuse for being totally uncoordinated in our style efforts. Poppycock. We'll keep it like this anyway. I think it gives us at least 10 intellect, and definitely gives us a big titty goth girl for now. Doesn't work here. We get dexterity and that's it. Actually, what was I even doing again now that we're done dark reading our gear for the last 20 minutes? That's right, we're helping Vivek so he doesn't drop that meteor. Hell, the thing's not even getting close to us yet. We're fine. I want to see Vivek manage to hold that meteor up while unconscious. That shit will be nice. That's like holding up a boulder with your boner. Practically. It's the same equivalent. And it holds basically the same purpose. TBH. Very nice. Let's calm all of that down. So I'm curious. What about that class thing on GatherBot am I missing? So it seems to have a certain item to actually do classes, which I'm not entirely sure how that happened. Boss Bentley's pounds the chest and yells, "Please don't hurt me. I've acquired 200 fight tickets." What? I can fight people 200 times? Fuck yeah. Ooh, okay. A deck of marked cards. Ooh, okay, sweet. So I get poker once every week. For free. Hell yeah. Well, thank God it was a free card. But I get +1 intellect. Fuck yeah. So then that means how large is my intellect bonus? How large is my intelligence? It is still 15. Apparently the cards did not register. Thank you. Yeah, it seems the equipment from the crown boss are what's hiding everything. I mean, I should theoretically have a bunch of other stats right now that give everything here. I mean, I have the D-pads of Allure, which give me 3 strength alone. Okay, whatever. Fuck over my stats if you wish. It's probably because I'm the bit boss, to be honest. But I mean, the bit boss basically gives me the highest stats possible. For free! Until anybody else can start donating bits. Oh wait, that requires me to have charisma and actually managing to integrate people into my chat. Who needs the holistic bullshit approach? I inject vaccine straight into my epididymis. I have no idea what the relevancy of that was. Hey, what's up, gamer? How you doing, man? Welcome, welcome. Disregarded my last comment. Nobody used to know. Oh goodness, okay. What does in his tower? Ooh, yes, okay, that's right. I actually had to... What, Sothasill's little laboratory assistant is going to ex machina the situation out of here. Instead of us doing something practical like spy and intelligence to actually gain what this person is and try to assassinate them. No, 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 no. This guy's going to conjure up a weapon that magically solves the issue of the staff. Fuck yeah. Hopefully they at least integrate it, right? Let's see if they do that. Please don't be an ex machina.
Someone up there? I could use some help down here.
Could use some help down here. He seems quite eager to find help. Interesting. Is that the cult? That's what it appears to be. There's someone attacking me. I don't see it. Oh, a random fucking hunger. Okay, that makes sense. I thought I was doing more damage than that guy just by swinging my fucking sword. To be honest, I have a lot of stats dedicated to swinging my sword, but still. The fact that swinging my sword is more powerful than that guy's build. That could be two issues. It could test his shittiness or to test my greatness. I say test my greatness because I don't want to downplay his achievements. Ooh, Sarah, don't mind me poking around? Oh, good, you don't mind at all. I'll take that soul gem, too. That big fucking honk thing. Free little boxes in here, too. Hell yeah. Give me this shit. Nice. Good way to actually farm motif pages down here. Are you playing a Stamp Sork? No, I am not. I am playing a Stam Warden. Although I'm using a variety of Stam Warden known for its heavy attacks as opposed to abilities. So I guess I could show you my gear right now. I'm currently using 5-piece More Colden with a 3 to 4 piece of Daedric Trickery depending if I'm on shield or sword. Well, my rings are just whatever. Stamina recovery or magical recovery, whichever I can get at the time. It's all leveling gear, but I love using More Colden just because of the summoning. And it pairs well with my heavy attacks. Hello there.
To concentrate and maintain schedules when interruptions constantly occur. Don't they know the great gear never pauses in its rotation?
In its rotations? Oh. Ooh, I love my Stam Sork. Ooh, I do too. My Stam Sork, my Stamina Stam Sork. Probably my main class I use for the majority of my playthrough, although I did take a bit of a reval, a bit 6 months. A little bit time off from the game. I wasn't here for a hot second. Come on, accept the dungeon. But Stam Sork for the majority of my playthrough on this game was my class to go. Actually, it wasn't that bad of a class. That's where I first started out trying heavy attack builds with dual wield, where you do rotation from Sunderflame and or Colden with the Daedroth helm. I can't remember what it's called. Maul the Infernal. Trying those on a Stam Sork, but it worked out best. While Stam Sork did have the extra bit of survivability due to the crit surge, the DK had the heavy attack passive bonus that was like 40% extra damage. That shenanigans, that was good. That was, Oh, the damage potential on that guy, I was actually able to get up to around, 20 or so thousand DPS. Which, to get up to the 20,000 rank on a build on purely heavy attacking is pretty damn hard to do. Ooh, do we have enough inventory space? Yes, I do. We're okay then. Let's see how this party is. Alright. Well, to be fair, I am... Food, everybody? I am only level 36. And these guys actually could also be alternative accounts too. Right now, I'm currently doing a leveling build with my skill rotation, so this theoretically isn't final just yet. I haven't actually managed or worked out my final build yet. I'm still debating whether or not I should use a dual wield alt as opposed to this, although I probably should be leveling up my dual wield to be honest. I do like using the shield sword and board type of deal because I just love the aesthetic, but it also has interesting implications for DPS. But dual wield and two-hand are just simply outclassing everything. I would actually prefer to use two-handed if it had the two-set bonus. It's just simply outclassed in that regard because dual wield, while maybe not as prime for things like damage, the two-hand just simply does not have the extra bit of set bonus, which when you're trying to use two 5-piece sets, you're really limited in your options. So really, that probably the reason why two-handed is underrepresented in PvE. In PvP, it's overrepresented like crazy, and it'd be even more power then. But even then, you probably could just reduce a stat down maybe a little bit. Maybe like its armor piercing potential or some crap like that. Or maybe the certain power of some sets. I don't know. Balancing isn't this game's strong suit. I've heard everyone complain about fucking rollballs balancing right now. Yeah, delicious fare. Ooh, good. He's actually managing to pull everything in. Kind of. Ooh, come on. Then the thing is, heavy attacks build also suffer from latency and other things like that pretty heavily. Although I guess traditional builds suffer from that too, more. Here I take all. Exploding Scuttle. Spider good. It's actually kind of nice having a tank that knows what he's doing. I'm too used to a tank that's just sitting here pumping out low stash without actually taunting. While the mage here is accidentally taunting with an ice staff or some stupid shenanigans like that. Although it could be an actual tank that's using ice staff. I kind of want to try that next as a magical warden. Although there's no way I want to do the fucking traditional Vindsvept playthrough. I mean, Vindsvept an interesting map, but holy goddamn, it is not an interesting story at all. I'd rather play over the basic zones all over again. Yeah, that's to be expected. It's from a different era and design and philosophy. Ooh, shit, they even have the healer for this. The heal on the actual heavy attack is actually quite nice too. I mean, situations where we don't even have a healer, I can actually be someone as like the main healer. Because if you can't see, I have about 2.2 thousand healing just with heavy attacks alone. And then with my damage mitigation bonuses, I'm actually a pretty effective support, in a sense, without even trying it. Although my DPS is actually pretty damn bad. 11,000. But that's with low coordinated gear, and I'm not even wearing legendary weapons. Legendary weapons, oh my goodness. Stack your DPS even trucking higher. It's glorious thing to witness. Yeah, let's just scoot on out of here. I'm pretty sure this door is here. Oh wait, this is... Oh wait, no. Okay, I was gonna say. This is the second version of... whatever the fuck map this is called. It's not Wayward Sewers. I'm not sure why I'm thinking Wayward Sewers. Why am I having a hard time thinking of this map's name? This shouldn't be an issue. This thing's been around since the beginning of this game. Spindle Clutch. Yes. Wayward Sewers just kept leaking into my mind and I don't know why. Like the Brenton aesthetic. I wasn't even aiming for you. Yes, thank you. I just had to go. I had to look it up. I'm ashamed. I swear I've been here since the beta.
Heal me.
I totally know my shit. Ooh, look at that. Passively killed the healer in the back door, but I like that shit. You can't escape the scuttle. Ooh, love that burst potential. That has to be absolutely stupidly good in PvP. That 3 times burst potential with stunning effect and armor piercing effect has to be absolutely deadly. I actually wonder if there's a food beverage that actually gives you health, stamina, and magicka recovery. Because stamina is not an issue here since I use a heavy attack build. Magicka recovery, on the other hand, though, that is a potential issue. Since a lot of the abilities that are good for a Stam Warden use magicka. Especially that icy wind that heals you passively. Oh. Oh. That would be great. Although it required probably a hybrid build of some sort. Ooh, a master chest? Ooh, I can easily unlock that shit if you give it to me. Come on, darling, give me a kiss. I got it. And then we just have the tank getting impatient as fuck. And blocks the chest. Good job. I think it's available in Cyrodiil. What was I thinking? What's available in Cyrodiil? Can you remind me? Because I know it's a little bit of a delay, so I can't remember exactly what they were seeing. I swear I used Gravity Crush. Bullshittery now. Oh yeah, I probably should actually take a look at the Cyrodiil sets. I don't know if I want to use Black Rose per se. Could be useful. You want me to do it? Heresy. Alright. Strangely, people say that the lockpicking system in this game's hard. It's not. If you have a high DPS mouse and you're not using console or and don't really have low FPS, you're a gooch. Let me fucking do it. Oh. Cyrodiil Retreat. I know it's the one that gives you mountain speed. Cyrodiil Retreat. Oh, it gives you stamina, health, and magical recovery. Okay. I'll take a look. I have a food crafter. I should be able to find something like that. It's an oddly specific thing I could use. Are they just using force pick? I mean, I can do it by legitimately by hand. Sticking... Let me get it. Fucking easy. First time. I don't get that. It's probably the low FPS, because if you have a 30 FPS, that means you have potentially a lot less time to actually react. It helps. Well, that is true, but I do have potential a full-made food crafter. I swear those guys were trying to force pick the thing, and I doubt they have the Ledgerman skill or Thieves Guild skill to actually do it. Just sitting there with the 5% force pick chance. It'll eventually work, I just gotta go through 25 keys. At least.
We shall light it up.
We shall light it up. Oh god, the way she said that actually makes it sound like they're trying to toke up a bong or some shit, not actually trying to kill us. It's the San Francisco version of Spindle Clutch, goddamn hippies. Is there a chest in here? I guess it actually could be a good situation. I mean, do you see these fat fucking blunts right here, man? This is a San Francisco version of weed. I know what you guys hide in here. That's probably why they're all acting strange. God, I don't even know what I'm smoking now. Oh, yes. Oh, phew. It's a simple chest, guys. Let me get this for you. I'm a little bit worried here. You guys might have a little bit of a brain deformity, so let me help you here. Kind of having a harder time on simpler chests. Can hide those spider feet. Oh my god. Those fangs are probably injected with pure LSD. For all we know, they could be turned into freaking frogs game. No! Don't bring Alex Jones into this. Ooh, a little bit colder here. Hey, you frozen just happy to see me. You seem very hard, all of a sudden. I mean, she's about to make us trip on fucking ass. I see shrooms right there. Or those spider cocoons. I don't know. Ooh, thank you, Papi. I feel alive. I gotta use holy shards before I can use gravity crush. I wish there was actually a way to purposely have like a preferential treatment. If there's 2 stacks on you, you should be able to say, hey, I want to use the damage variety of synergies before I use the utility ones. Ooh, there we go. Get that shit on key. I can't even keep my heroic buff at all times because that's constantly cycled through my buffs. D-roll all the way to get rid of from the AoE. You don't even need to do that, to be honest. You can just press S and then sprint. Like this. And you literally get out of it in time. You don't even need to do a dodge roll. You can make it much less entertaining if you want. You don't need to go through all of that excitement. What do you mean dodge rolling? I'm gonna passively walk away from her. Yeah, maybe do like a smooth criminal. Did I level up? Ooh, yes. 3 skill points. Hell yeah, this is lit. Like a Christmas tree, fam. Oh goodness. Okay. Ooh, this looks potentially invigorating here. Major expedition plus endurance. Well, it's absolutely useless. And why the hell does this stamina ability use magicka? I understand class abilities are naturally meant to have magicka as their base resource use, but this is a stamina ability meant to increase stamina, and yet it uses magicka. I understand there's a standard here, but the standard is not good to exceptions. Okay, whatever. Stamina ability with magicka. Fuck yeah. All I would actually would love to see them do is I want to see them do a 3rd iteration of weapon morphs, but this time incorporating things like, oh goodness, like what am I thinking? Oh, what the fuck is it? Oh, like spell sword stuff. So instead of having a 2-handed ability that does stamina damage, it would have a magical enhancement onto it. So say, instead of having reverse slash, you do a line slice. So where you just like, you like come back, try to execute them, and it puts out a giant line of energy in that same way. You probably could morph it into a stamina. I'm assuming that's what they allow us to do. Deal increased damage while active. That's pretty lit. Increases duration as dodge chance. So Bird of Prey seems like it's going to be the main alternative. But look, that's... I would be managing so many rotations at that point. That's going to be absurdly obnoxious. I'm not terribly keen on that, to be honest. We'll see how it works inside of our build, but I guarantee you this is already going to be too cumbersome. A 10-second morph? That's basically me having to constantly cycle in this shit. If this didn't use magicka 2, oh my god, that's super fucking expensive. And it's 10 seconds. It's nearly 4k magicka for a 10-second buff. I understand they're trying to make it so it's not spammable in situations like PvP, but that's a ridiculously high amount of magic cost, and you can't reduce it, so I guess I do need to get some of those magic potions. Strangely, not a lot of wardens around. Dapadan here. Let's take a look on side. What do we get here? Health. Do we have a stamina 1 by any chance? Ooh. Strangely, that rings worse than the purple one. That's kind of weird, though. A stamina ability that uses magicka. I'm not sure why, but maybe they're trying to increase hybrid builds. I know Warden's meant to be the hybrid class, but a hybrid class requires efficiency to some degree. It can't require shit like that, but I'll be lenient. Bond with animals, I don't fucking care. Pits D. The dive thing. That's literally just me basically having a souped up version of the left click for bow. I've seen the Morrowind DLC. I think it was on sale recently, but I mean it's like what, 30 bucks if I remember correctly, if I recall. It's not terribly expensive, but yeah, not a lot of people want to get that big old price tag in the way. Especially considering the DLC has not been exceptionally high quality, so not a lot of people are like, oh, I gotta fucking play Morrowind for that quest line. It's like, no, you don't. No one does. They're here for the warden, and that's it. That and the access to the crafting stations and the styles. The styles, prime. But I mean, if you want, you could try... Oh wait, no, that's right. You can't do the... That's right. Morrowind's considered a chapter, so you don't get it with your subscription. So you can't do it that way. I mean, you could try... Let me see if Gaming for Good, G2A has a option for El Cheapo. So let me take a look here. What do we got on Steam here? What's the price on this on Steam? It's good the game's actually getting more players in here. Morrowind. So it's currently 30 bucks. Okay. Nope, so Morrowind. Oh. I got it for $15 here. So on G2A you can get it for $15. A good night. If you are streaming, if you are live streaming, I'll be watching then. Bye-bye. Good game. Bye-bye. Well, thank you for stopping by, man. It was nice seeing you here. But I did find the DLC for a lot cheaper. I got it for about half off right here. Maybe I should make a link for that so people can use it. It's strange how you can get shit like that cheap, but the game's always on sale, so I guess it makes sense why it'd be super cheap. Purchase the game as a gift on Steam, rack a bunch of those keys, and then resell it on G2A for a markup price profit. That's what they do. It works out, though. Can't really exploit the system, but I guess it does encourage people to buy keys in bulk, even if they never use it. Ah, yes, okay. I got that last ring out of here. And let's go ahead and try to see if we can find a health, stam, plus magical regen food. High quality, though. Definitely want a 2-hour lasting one. I don't want to constantly pop in this shit like Vicodin. Yeah, a little bit too redundant for me. For a second, I thought my YouTube stream was like 30 minutes behind. I was getting scared there. YouTube, don't die on me. How's the mixer one doing? For a second, I thought my... no, it's fine. It's like 10, 20 seconds behind. It good. Alright, so where is Mike the dancer? She may look a little bit emaciated, but the thing is that she has tattoos on her face which make her entire skin change for some bloody reason. So that's why she looks a little bit odd. She looks right in certain angles, but other angles she looks emaciated. I don't know why. I try to give her a softer face, but with that skin gone, it doesn't give her a really soft face at all. Which I guess works, I mean. I guess prevents all my cats from looking the same. Because I give all my cats a super soft looking face. Not super soft looking, but pretty damn soft. God, that sounds really strange, like furry shit all of a sudden. Alright, let's take a look here. I don't see any fireplace in here to warm my gooders. Let's go inside the inn. Man, this mount is ridiculous looking. I've never really been satisfied with any of the mounts in-game, per se. I mean, I was excited with the cat mounts initially, but they were really underwhelming after a while. Okay, so we got a lot of stuff here. So, max stam and magic recovery, not that good. Stam and magic recovery plus health, close. Max stam, magicka, max stam, recovery, nope. And a purple recipe. Smoked haunch, absolutely not. I am not on crack. I mean, if you want to spend like 20 grain per pastry, that's up to you. Health, stam, and magicka. Oh yeah, no. Alright, try beverages then. Delicacies are like the only way to go. Stamina, max health. Magicka, health, and recovery. Nope. Magicka, health. No. All the major recoveries. That could be good for one of those weird PvP builds. So it seems they don't actually have it where it is max health, max stam, max magic recovery. I guess it would make sense because that'd be like a really hybrid thing that would barely be used, but I would fucking use that shit. It seems this would be the closest thing to get. Although this means our DPS would decrease on stamina. It would decrease. It also uses Columbine, which is super fucking expensive. I could also use this. Reduces my survivability, but it maintained my DPS. Could try that. It also increases my recovery and my stamina more. Yeah. You have to remember, blue coins actually do increase your DPS more than purple coins. And green does even more, but at that point you're missing out on 2 stats. 3 stats generally not terribly helpful. 2 stats is the best option usually. Rarely have I seen tri-stat food be beneficial in the most circumstances. So let's just make a stack of 25 just for the sake of it, so I don't have to come back here. Let's call it good then. Goodness me. So hopefully this works out. This means I should be able to do maybe a little bit more Magicka skills. Although I could also potentially move around CP a little bit to help around. Hopefully that can increase stats just a tad. Okay, good. I think all my bolts are working. If I remember correctly, yep. Oh, this doesn't look at 2 viewers whatsoever. Doesn't want to work with me. I'm curious, what, do you view me on... What was I gonna say? Do you view me on a mobile device? As I remember you telling me you used to view me on, I think... I don't want to say Twitch, but you say you view me on an iPad. The strange thing is, I don't think Twitch considers mobile viewers actually viewing. Kind of similar to how YouTube does the same thing. YouTube, for some reason, does not usually prefer watch time and views on mobile devices. Although I'm not sure if that's the same thing. I know it's frequently there's less ad space bought for mobile devices, which is strange because things like Spotify have a lot of ad placements, so I'm not sure how YouTube is getting that spawned. There we go. I think we're good then. Perfect. I'm actually curious, who's streaming Elder Scrolls Online right now? I haven't seen as many of the new faces. I mean, I've seen Hero of None and Res Rider still managed to actually stake it out, and a lot of them actually starting to get like 12, 13 viewers constantly, so fucking great on them, man. They've been here for absolute ages, yeah. They put in the time, and they were pretty consistent with the game, so they deserve it. They're also much more of the, I wouldn't say niche figureheads, but since they're more of the veteran content creators, they've been here, they get that extra bit of bonus. Also doesn't help that I accidentally switched, I didn't accidentally, I intentionally did it, but I switched my name halfway through my career on Elder Scrolls Online, so half these people may know me, they won't remember me. Hell, I could probably even talk to Gina, she's probably, what the fuck, who are you again? And then give her my other name, and she instantly knows me. Nages. That I actually used to know some of the ZOS employees, but quite a few of them quit. Actually, it didn't really quit since Elder Scrolls Online went to a, I would say pay-to-play model, but a non-subscription based model. They laid off a lot of their staff, which makes sense. since you really can't guarantee salaries for a lot of these staffs, you really can't hire on that much staff, which, besides making content come out a fuck ton slower, it also really reduces the potential to have consistent content be pushed. So I'm thinking about trying to get back into this thing. And the thing is that momentum is, I think, the only thing to get rid of snares now. So if we get rid of carve, replace that with that, and instead of replace this with this, I wouldn't be doing any damage. I'm going to get rid of Bull Netch for now. So I have an icy skill, I have one of these skills. Oh wait, no, I don't have a skill in this tree then. PvE? Yes, it is PvE. How did you know? Yes, we can't use Bull Netch right now. Okay. So we still use Green Lotus. I really can't use Swiftness, because we could use that, but we need one more skill to do DPS. Let's do Deep Stash. This is just for leveling purposes right now. Really, our buff rotation is going to be real easy now. Or no, I'm just leveling up Power Bash, right? I guess I could actually throw in maybe another skill to enhance leveling. And that's not really... It's either I use Deep Stash or I use Subterranean Assault. This actually probably works better, because it actually has a DPS debuff. And slows down, I think. Nah, it just does damage. Does more than Deep Stash at least. Deep Stash is absolute shite DPS, even though its primary function is that. I don't need the extra stat debuff. Let's go ahead and clear our inventory. It's been a hot second. Inventory is just full of crap right now. Landed a bunch of zero cost items from looting barrels. Does I actually know how to get the Buoyant Armiger set? I've been hearing a bunch of talk about it being very sparse and rare to get. Is it because it's one of those overland sets where you have to harvest it specifically through chests and not actually through content? Sub-Assault was a good choice. It certainly is, and on top of that, since the effects on it are more global, things like my More Colden armor can actually be enhanced by it, since More Colden can take advantage of the Major Fracture debuff. Fun fact, that and Maul the Infernal is a good choice as well, because that would also be able to be enhanced by us, but I'm only level 36. God, I can't fucking move right now. Leg day kills. And then getting back to the gym after a fucking 2 weeks off. I'm borderline crippled. Here we go, the Carpenter. Take all my potions, because for some reason you can use that. No, can't really use Arcane here. Definitely has a lot more health and stam recovery. Ooh, I love that health bonus right there. I could use that. Yeah, fuck it, we'll use that then. Jewelry, let's take a look at this for a hot second. We'll take that on. Yeah, I don't care. Do you think anyone else is going to buy that from me? I effing doubt it. Ooh. Yeah, the Ring of Endurance is still good. And that's just crap in general. Alright. You take jewelry now. Not entirely sure how you're going to be able to use that on your wooden lathe, but props to you if you find a new advanced technology that no one else in the world has figured out. And everything else I need, okay. An Ember Shield Restoration Staff with Precise. The amount of people who would kill for such a glorious set. Although I guess not really now that transmutation is a thing. Although I'm not entirely sure if transmutation has helped much, considering how much, or rather how hard transmutation is to get unless you're a hardcore crafter. I mean, I used to do writs like crazy when I was getting the first set of, I guess what would be called? Crafting stations, when those were overpriced when that first came out. Before they reduced the price by over 10, over a fraction of 10. That pissed me off immensely. But back then, I still had like another 300 coupons, and I'm not even close to getting that. I can't imagine how long it would take to grind up or something like that. Ooh, what skirt is that? That skirt kind of looks like the medium version of Imperial? No, not Imperial. Order of the Hour. That's what it looks like. I'm not entirely sure. I always use cloth skirts, although it doesn't really fucking matter now that I use a costume. And let's just enchant all this crap. Ooh, good, and I can also get my chocolate coins. So apparently that is a legitimate food. There we go. Let's go ahead and go for malnutrition. Where do you have it? Ooh, yeah, fuck yeah. Okay. And let's go ahead and throw in this junk. And go ahead and throw in that, because I'm not going to use that for a hot second. Let's go ahead and throw that in as well. I'm going to go ahead and use that. Your level isn't high enough to use this. Invitation to Morrowind. I feel like the invitation may be a tad bit, with late? Be a proper word to describe this? Whatever, who needs consistent logic? Why the hell did they even give me that? I think maybe I stole it from a character accidentally. You're a quick slot. Let's go ahead and pop this baby in. So my health is going to decrease because of this, but I do get the added benefit of getting more stamps, so theoretically I should have more DPS. My health is still 17,000, which is above average when it comes to DPS micromanaging. 17,000 is still manageable. On top of that, with the bonus I get through everything else, I should be okay. But here we go. So I should be able to cycle in Green Lotus and Falcon's Swiftness without actually running out of magicka. Hopefully. I'm still fast as shit, boy. I do like it. A little bit of expedited progress, it helps it. Let's do this again, because I accidentally had to go away halfway through this guy's conversation. Trust me, I'm not trying to ignore you. Even though I disappeared into the ether and you started talking about mechanical things. Sorry, nerd. Alright, actually, while we're talking about that, I actually need to queue up for a new dungeon. I might think about trying to do PvP with this build. Deep Stash with more cold and maybe Puncture, or rather I should say Ransack. Well, I'm not sure if the Spellbound variant would be as helpful. Definitely in a group setting it might be. Although our DPS will suffer due to the fact we're not using that belly netch for the 20% weapon brutality. That and Sword and Board is naturally weaker on DPS. So right now, let's take a actually look at weapon damage. Yeah, it gives us an extra 200. And spell damage is actually quite a bit higher too on this. Sword and Board gets extra stats, but doesn't get extra damage. And how does the resistance stack up? I get about an extra 3k. It's not that bad. I mean, it's like an extra 8% in damage reduction. I guess I could take. I don't really need that per se, although tanks losing aggro. Way too common, considering that aggro in this game is literally based on whether or not they have a certain debuff. Ooh, hell yeah, I'll take all this again. I don't mind trying to get to the Imperial motif again. Selling that for 50k. Easy. That or maybe giving it away on stream. One of the two. It depends. We'll see how it is. Although I do have a crap load of stuff in the bank right now. Probably need to start giving that away to guildies or streamies again. Although most of it's just like not glass fragments per se. But like partial sets. Some of them are expensive. I do believe I have parts of the Abba's Watch motif, which Jesus fuck that Abba's watch. Never doing that again. That's why I'm kind of like dissuaded on doing buoyant armature, considering that's just searching around for chests and fighting with people over that. Alright, talk to you. What do you got to offer us? Tickle tickle?
Concentrate and maintain schedules when interruptions constantly occur. Don't they know the great gear never pauses in its rotations? So that was you up there.
Why the Daedra attacking you, Balthazar?
Logic has very little place in the behavior of Daedra, my hopeful associate. Studying the fabric of reality does tend to attract unwanted...
Well, I mean, there is a Daedric invasion right now, and I think due to the cult in Tamriel, that might be a thing.
I wonder, why have you returned?
I've located Synthesis too, but it's been altered to steal the Vivek's divine energy.
Ah, a modification of my master's old experiments, turning a simple tool into a dangerous weapon. Ingenious! Evil, yes, but also quite brilliant.
Considering you don't know how the mechanics work, but I'm not sure how you can call it ingenious. The simple concept alone, it seems ingenious to you. How? That concept's been around for ages. Okay. And fucking Ex Machina right there. A total inverter should counter it unless uses sound waves to temporarily disrupt the flow of energy. So they're saying Magicka in this game reverberates like sound. Okay.
No, of course not. I just invented it.
Oh, even more fucking Ex Machina.
My hirelings scour the land for materials all the time. Here's a list. Head out the back door and ask them to direct you to these common dwarven components.
Oh my god. Yes, I have totally conjured up this magical device that can somehow manage to impact my master's work. Instantly, just pulled it out of my ass. Total inverter. Magicka, oh yeah, it's like sound. You just scream in the opposite direction, and that just fucking cancels it right out of there. Oh my fucking god. Sauce was never known for their writing. Where can I find these hirelings of yours?
Yes, they worked for me before they quit, ungrateful netches.
I wonder why.
Still, I paid them well before the pistons slipped their alignments. They should know where to find the components. Last I heard, Snorfen and the others were in Molag Mar.
The trouble
The
you.
situation is wound dangerously tight, but I believe the gears revolve around you. Once you leave, I should be perfectly safe.
Now, what components do you need?
I won't pour 5-year-old Flynn into a cracked decanter. No offense. Suffice it to say, they're fairly common as far as Dwemer components go. Use the list.
Alright. Ex Machina the shit out of this, but alright. Just kind of hoping a little bit more explanation as how that person managed to conjure up a device that could easily fix sucking away a Divine's Lord energy. And the fact is, they rub salt in the wound, trying to be coy by saying, oh, no, I just fucking made it up right in the spot. And yeah, that'll totally fix this issue that's killing a god. But it's just like, imagine the tension in the movie where a meteor was crashing to Earth, and half the movie was building up this huge potential, required a shitload of investigation and a lot of effort to, I would say, figure out the issue, and then the solution was just, oh yep, do this shit, done. Like the last half an hour, the climax of the movie would have just been completely ruined. Like, imagine where they had to figure out how to counteract a moon-sized asteroid heading to Earth. And they're like, oh yeah, just nuke the fucking thing. But instead of doing that and having all of that built up into actual build and process of it, it was just kind of like, oh yeah, here's a rocket here, just fly up there and throw a nuke on it. The movie would be over in 45 minutes or less. It's just that climax for this just, ooh, fucking dip down immediately. Whatever. Still probably better than you being the chosen one. That cliche has been played out a million goddamn times. Hello, chosen one. Oh. Hello there. Did you meet me, chosen one, from the Azura Shrine in... What was it? There's an Aranoin. I think Grotwood also was fucking with me there. Ooh, yes. Now, what dungeon are we doing right now? My DPS is going to be a little bit subpar. Actually, which one am I using? Okay, it is reducing, so okay, so more Colton should be a little bit helped by that. I want to use the bear right now, but I'm trying to level up Winter's Embrace, so that's why I'm slotting Permafrost for now. It's just my way to get a little bit of help in there. And we're leveling up two-handed as well. The shield, yeah, we're just trying to get Power Bash up. Although it is the last ability, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it's almost done too, so I can always swap that out. Fuck yeah, declines. I'm not sure about if dual wield can work well with this. I do like the idea of Blade Cloak. And it actually is kind of nice because it does have the... basically the same thing as that Expedition buff, the wings, whatever the fuck that's called. It's basically the same thing like that, except it does damage passively. So it might be a little bit more beneficial for the build like mine. Well, I'm pretty sure that basically means I would have a copy and paste build across 7 different characters. Yeah, they're all different classes anyway. Hey, you're in the good, but attackers. Let's see what we got here. Okay. It's bid. This guy's racking full heavy armor. Who are you, Swift Tank?
On your feet, you louts. We're going back in.
Full heavy armor. And a person new to healing. Thank God. I use that lotus flower shit constantly. So I can heal my allies. Although since I don't have deep stash, I don't have anything to cast into between my abilities. I guess I technically have shield bash to cast in between, but that shield bash is shit. I'm not even sure why I'm using lotus flower. And it won't do anything. Yeah, it increases my speed, but that's just because I'm ADD. Just stun. I need nothing else. Interesting, look at that. Randomly canceled my heavy attack. Alright, let's see what our DPS is like on this. Get a nice solid 9k right now. Oh, this is without an alt. Stop your carnivorous feeding, you piece of shit. That fat blast. I love it. Why do I keep getting Spindle Clutch? There was no one else on doing Lobies right now. I mean, with the scaling now, at least Lobies are actually somewhat applicable. There we go, I think we're doing good. I mean, right now, at least the tank actually knows how to do a proper tanking rotation, locking people down, maintaining aggro. He's doing nicely. I can say it's better than half the recruits we actually get here. Although, I gotta say, in this game, it's kind of weird. The situation with aggro and tanking kind of makes it give it a weird tree in terms of difficulty. Healing, by far, is the most difficult thing you can do in this game. Followed by DPSing properly, that is. And then followed up by tanking. Because tanking, by far, is the easiest. Unless you get the high tier shit. But due to the amount of DPS checks in high-end content, the need for proper DPSing is absurd. You need 20k for things like... definitely like Ruins of Mazatoon and shit like that. Especially with the fact that if you have shitty DPS, then that dungeon will last you ages. Now in the case of Dire Frost, keep good shitty DPS. I don't know how to break stuns. I hope you're going to be there for absolute Actually, probably won't even complete the dungeon. Those are one of the few dungeons in which you can actually stay there legitimately forever. Oh, shit. FaZe Clan actually blocking. For some reason, my character does not know how to hit a big-ass spider. I'm so glad you managed how to hit this goddamn thing. That's 3 times the size of you. There we go. Actually, our healing is surprisingly still high. There we go. That should help with the little spiders. Although we do have a Templary, so I was able to cast that biting jabs. They really need to fix on the hitboxes for large creatures. Because for some reason I think they still use the hitboxes from small entities. So this spider is basically just a souped up version of the regular one, with a couple other abilities unlocked. Yeah, for some bloody reason, I had to get up right in its face, nearly inside of its abdomen, constantly clipping its textures to even hit the damn thing. But I mean, to be fair, the boss was probably made in 3 seconds. Increase size by 200, health by 200%. There you go, there's your boss. Okay, for a second, where the fuck were they going? Hello there, mortals. So this has to be probably an easy-ass dungeon to heal for the healer, considering he borderline has nothing to do. The person stunned and then ran away. What? What mystical juju shit do you do? There you go. Whoever this Templar is definitely more experienced. I appreciate tenacity for doing this at such low levels. Yes. I used to love that Dark Elf style so much in early game. The main thing would only wear that and an Imperial. But that was old in beta. First set of purple armor I had was the set I found inside, I believe, rewards for the worthy. It wasn't even a good set of armor if I remember correctly, but it was the first set I ever managed to upgrade to purple because I just got enough resources to actually do it. Absolutely fucking giddy. If only we could have such a few like this again. But the sense of adventure has not been here for ages. There we go. Get that fucking baby up. So 30% damage reduction on all of them, plus nearly 3,000 healing at this low level. The tank doesn't even have to do anything. The healer is just casting mutagen and calling it good. Oh god. Hell, it doesn't probably even need to do anything. I'm pretty sure the healer is also using the version of blinding, not blinding, blight. Whatever that damage absorption ability is for enemies. The one that actually allows you to cast healing upon the ground once the beam actually ends. They can just use that plus mutagen, and they're solid. I see a bunch of fucking chests around here. Helios. Give me a dough. I know you guys will just be storing all these videos right next to the blunts. You can't hide forever. It's puff puff piss season. Yes, I fucking see it. I think the only reason why I actually know where these chest locations are is because before, when these chests were not shared, oh, it was first come, first serve. Everyone was cheesy fuckers back then, trying to not tell each other where chests are, just so they could get the loot. It was kill to be killed out here. Yeah, go ahead. Take it. I'm with my show one here. Ooh, god. I gotta stop doing the spindle clutch. It's like the 3rd time I've done it this night. Gracias. It's not even worth it unless you have a medium chest or above. That or the skill to actually unlock it. Bad news. Thank you, thank you. I did not mean to activate the boss. Apologies. This healer's actually kind of fucking close. Excuse me, we're good. Okay, whoever that tank is actually does look like they have high stats. And Power Bash just doesn't look like they'd be that bad of ability. It does similar damage to that of Subterranean Assault. Although it does have the damage potential to actually escalate if blocked. Although I'm not even sure if it's on par with things like Puncture at that point. Because you would be competing for Puncture spot, considering that you lose your stun if you went for that more. Ooh, wrong buff. I'm still getting used to this rotation. Get it too. Ooh. I'm actually curious what the two-handed icon is meant to be in. I think maybe it's a DPS debuff? Hell yeah. For the third, fourth time I've done this today. Please get me out of Spindle Clutch. God, you don't even want to cube a level 35 now for dungeons, because otherwise you still get the same shit over and over and over again. GGO. Ooh, perfect. Ooh, is that a good one? I guess it is good. I guess we'll take it, get rid of our Ring of Endurance. Get a little bit more stam. Very nice. And what ring? Ooh, yeah, God, no, that's terrible. Alright. See you later, Yolden. I think I'm actually going to call it good for the night too, because I cannot stay awake right now. And I don't want to force myself to keep doing this, because otherwise I'll just start doing loopy shit. That, or I just get really fucking quiet. I don't know why that happens. I guess it also happens with a chill game like this, where 99% of the viewer base is just chillax and waiting until that PvP action goes on. Then everyone starts screaming into the microphones, then that's when it starts happening. I'm not even sure why I was given a notification for the... Thank you, Twitter. Useless. Alright then. I think we'll have to call it good here. Well, let's end this out on a pretty location. So thank you all for watching me this evening. If you've enjoyed this, actually make sure to follow on either what platform is your favorite. YouTube, Twitch, or Mixer. I do stream on all three at the same time. Although I will say Twitch does have an RPG system and a loyalty system, so get involved with that for future giveaways. But other than that, a permanent archive of the stream will be on YouTube. Social media links down below if that's your gig. Discord if you want to join the community and get notified whenever I go live. But I think other than that, I'll see you next time, guys. Although regarding whether or not I'll be streaming tomorrow, it is debatable, considering that I haven't had proper sleep in a hot second, so... It's either going to be late or real early. One of the two. One of the fucking two. So, definitely want to get in Discord for that, because I'm not entirely sure when I'll have the free time to do it. I should have at least more free time tomorrow, though. We'll take a look, though. But I think, other than that, guys, I want to thank you all for joining me. It was fun getting back into the ESO. Although I need to find more stuff to do for Maik here. I'm thinking maybe some PvP action for her. Although I'm not entirely sure what we could use. I'm thinking maybe two-handed. Although I heard Shuffle was nerfed to absolute shit, so I'm not even sure if that's even a good ability to use. It's kind of sad they nerfed that, to be honest, because now that kind of forces people to do two-handed if they don't want to be perma-rooted for fucking days. Probably sucks for Stam BKs, to be honest, but I doubt they were even relevant still. The only thing good about Stam DKs was that instant burst you can engage in. Just do a fucking walloping wrecking blow into a Dragon Leap, instantly one-shotting people. I'll let it be honest, that's probably one of the best bursts you can get in the game, and that's what you need for ESO. It's either you burst, or you have 20 minutes of combat that ends with one of you getting found out by a Nightblade, or getting sniped to death. Shit's awesome, man.